levels there. Unlike a lot of, you know, a lot of other compressors which just have, you know, wildly varying levels going in, that limiter is fairly tight, and it'll provide the clipper with a very steady level of input, which is good because that makes it reliable. But it also means that full time you're going to have your positive and negatives clipped by it. So the setting has got to be done very carefully.
Good evening, W3MMR.
Hey Perry, what's going on? W2PHL.
Is that the new one, Phil? Did you just finish building it?
Yeah, I've been tweaking it last couple of days. Hopefully it sounds all right.
Yeah, it sounds okay. Needs some work still, but it sounds fine. Sounds presentable.
All right.
And good evening to everyone else.
I guess we all fall into the Professor and Marianne category where we're just like, and the rest. Yes, good evening.
Well, hello, Clark. Good evening to you, fine sir.
Is it evening already? Oh, yes, it's dinner time. Another reason to get up like every minute and a half. I'll be back in 1BCG.
I think the rest were Mr. and Mrs. Howe. But anyway, yeah.
I don't know. If you think about season 1, they mentioned everyone except the Professor and Marianne, and apparently Bob Denver had an issue with that and said anymore until they redid the credits to include everyone. So season 2 actually had everyone listed.
I was thinking about the song. Did they change the song as well?
Yes. The last part is the Professor and Marianne, and then here on Gilligan's Island. So that was season 2.
Yeah, I can hear them singing the Professor and Marianne, but do they mention Mr. and Mrs. Howe? I think they still say and the rest, no?
No, everyone got mentioned by then. That was the whole problem.
Didn't know there was so much Gilligan. Knowledge on one frequency.
Yes, you've come to the right place for 1960s sitcom trivia.
Oh, that's awesome. Why, thank you, Clark. Thanks for keeping me up to date.
Yeah, the Professor used to get me annoyed because he'd be like making batteries out of coconuts, and you know, I'd be like so mad at him for like that. You can't do that.
That's not allowed.
Well, look at it on the bright side, Phil. Did it ever pay off? No.
Yeah, and that was always incredibly frustrating. They get so close to being rescued, and then everything just falls apart.
Sorry if there's an abnormally high amount of noise. It's 83 degrees in the shack, and I haven't turned the air conditioner on yet, so I apologize ahead of time.
Wow, I just got an email from the town saying that the 4th of July fireworks have been canceled.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's a little over the edge, man. I think they're taking this stuff a little bit far. Why cancel it? Just, you know, do it from afar. Just have nobody show up, but still do the fireworks.
I think that their feeling is you either do it full bore or don't do it at all. You know, what are they going to do? Have the fireworks
awesome.
and then have it televised? Here,
Thanks for keeping me up.
You can download what the fireworks look like.
Oh, there you go. I guess we could all live our lives that way and just, not have to imagine anything. It's all right there at the touch of a finger away.
Yeah, like in the Matrix, everybody has their own little pod that you live in.
I've never seen The Matrix.
Well, I just gave a very valuable part of the plot line away. Sorry.
How valuable could living in pods be?
Well, anyway, yeah, when you get a chance, it's a pretty good series of movies.
I just know, like, what everybody else knows about it. The famous scene about him, like, dodging a bullet. That's really this. As far as my knowledge for The Matrix goes, it's quite embarrassing.
That movie annoyed me. You can't make batteries out of people.
Yeah, but you can make them out of coconuts, apparently.
Well, some people are good for batteries and others aren't.
Yeah, some people are just like the Energizer Bunny, man. They keep going and going.
You mean like old buzzarding?
No, I didn't imply that. But yes.
Clark, so this sideways transistor, is that simply running the LED, or is that important part of the circuit?
It's an important part of the circuit. That transistor shunts two things. It shunts the LED to ground to get it to illuminate, and it also brings a control line on the compressor chip to ground.
All right. Well, maybe I blew it out. Yeah, maybe it's just not in the right way. I have to double check that. I want everything to work, damn it.
Yes, especially if you're on the air showcasing stuff that I've had anything to do with. I'm very sensitive about this.
Well, I will say that the blue LED is very pleasing. It's nice, nicely not overly bright. And I do like, and the power supply lights are absolutely gorgeous.
Colorful. You are seeing the green and the blue LEDs flashing as you speak, right?
Yeah, occasionally the blue comes on. Yay, 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 yay. Now the yellow. Yay, 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 yay. Yeah, yeah, when I stutter, maybe the blue LED is the stutter LED, because when I stutter, it comes on.
The blue LED will light when your vocal polarity is negative. The green one will be on when it's positive.
And yellow is like the sweet spot for the peaks, and red is like too much, right?
Yeah, yellow is basically, that's the normal audio level input. You want that on a lot, and then the red LED, the peak light, should just flash occasionally.
I think it sounds good.
Hey there, is that Blaine?
Yeah, I'm probably all out of whack here, though. Hold on. Turn that down. Check this doohickey. Check this out. The swears are good. Something doesn't seem right. But anyways, yeah, sounds like I'm overdriving something. So, let me bring this down again. Sorry about this. I hooked a new device in line here for the Valiant, so hopefully it's doing okay. And one GTU.
Well, there's a little distortion in there. Clark was like, "Oh no, please don't be the Max board."
No, that's still being built. I don't know if. You know what? This thing's not even warmed up yet. I just fired it up, so it could still be warming up, but seems to be okay. Something seems a little loud. Oh, wow. wall and treetop tall. Is that what we got? All right, there we go. No, Phil, you sound good. You sound good. It's probably the best I've heard you sound. I know you want to tweak it, but overall it sounds pretty damn further than I did.
All right, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, check your grid drive. It almost sounds like you've got low grid drive or something there. There's a little distortion, but maybe it'll warm up and go away.
Oh, God, you're right. Okay, there we go. A little bit more grid drive, and it could be RF getting in there too. There's something funky going on.
Hello, Blaine.
Who dat?
Hello there.
Every time I keep I hear something barking. Let me do that again. Hold on. No, it's just in the headphones. I don't know, it looks okay on the mod monitor. I mean, I guess I could be out of phase, but let me bring this down a little bit. All right, 1 2 1 2. I think that's as good as the Valiant's going to get, but oh, maybe that'll be better. I'm trying to get the audio stuff hooked up for tomorrow because it's ladies' night.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Yeah, that's right. All right. That's going to be a good turnout, I think. I can drink beer and not have to talk.
Is it tonight or tomorrow night?
Yeah, don't be assuming my gender. What's up?
Is it tonight or tomorrow night?
It's tomorrow night. I added a limiter in here that I used to have in, but I don't know. I don't see anything overdriving, but I am hearing the grunge you guys are talking about. So yeah, it could be anything. We'll just leave it as is for now. Let's see, that plate current looks good. Plate current's a little high now because it was warming up. There we go. Probably was just warming up. Buffer. That's good. I really got to get in here and clean the contacts on this. Let me just check. Alright, that's as good as that's going to get. Still sound distorted to you?
Yeah, there's a little distortion in there, but it's probably not as bad when you know, as it was when you first checked in. W2PHL.
And I agree with what Blaine said, Phil. Now the more that I hear your audio, the more I really, really like it.
Well, yep. And you know what, guys? Now that I'm getting used to what it sounds like in the headphones, I'm liking it too. So yeah, pretty good. Thanks for the compliments, and hats off to the proprietor and inventor.
Well, I was going to record you and send it over to you online, but with all the static crashes, it's pretty bad here in Danbury, so all you'll be hearing is that.
Yeah, there's still a lot to do here yet too, though, Blaine, because it's just sitting on the workbench right now, and jumper wires everywhere, and one of the modules isn't working right, so I gotta see if I can figure out what's wrong with that. But I did a lot of dicking around with it, so I could have blown something up. It's the compressor thing. The limiter is in line, but the compressor is out of line, and it's way out of line. I'll show you. That's how out of line it is. That's the lowest I can keep it. Now, I've got a lot of background noise, obviously, and actually this might not be so bad if somebody had a quiet shack. But that's like 40% modulation with just dead air. So yeah, I gotta shut that compressor off and close talk the mic. That's usually the way I operate here anyway, because like I said, the amplifier's right nearby, and washer, dryer, oil burner, all within arm's length or close to it.
Do you have the compressor set for open? It sounds like it's set for dense, because that's very aggressive sounding.
Well, it's just my nature, the aggressive part. But where is there a setting for dense and what, mild-mannered?
Yes, it's the end 2 pins on that compressor control header. It's at the opposite end of the gain gate pin. It's the last 2. If you put a jumper on there, it'll calm that down dramatically.
All right. So you're saying the last 2 pins on the right, if the LEDs are furthest away from you.
Correct.
All right. Here we go. I think this is in high voltage. All right. And that's. Oh, there we go. I'm looking for a yumper. I got a nice jello yumper. Okay, hold on. See, I knocked something on the board. Now my audio went down. What the hell is that? Okay, so now I've got that pin in, like you said, that jumper. Now I'm going to pull out. I'm going to turn the compressor back on. Oh, okay. So now the compressor is on. I don't hear any difference. So, oh man, something went bad. I knocked the board. I got no compressor now. Oh man. I broke it.
Did the jumper come apart? I noticed that some of those jumpers are lousy, like the metal innards will slip out from the plastic enclosure when you pull it out.
I gotta run, guys. We're gonna run out and get some sandwiches, but I'll be back at 1 GTU. Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Blaine. Catch you in a bit.
All right, Blaine. That's weird. It just came back up on its own. Catch you later. All right, so there's no jumpers in right now. And this is the... Okay, I hear it working now. This is the jumper all the way, the 2 right pins, and I can hear it. Yeah, it comes up when there's no audio.
Right, and then if you had the gain gate section working, it would stop it from coming up.
All right, I'll put that jumper on. Yeah. No, yeah, it's not, the gain gate section isn't working, so I'll have to delve into that at another time. So in the meantime, I'm going to put the yellow yumper right there and shut that sucker off.
Fine business OM. See, I just dropped the F-bomb. N1 BCG.
Stay down. W2EN1.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, we just had our first round of rain cruise through here. The sun's back out. It's hot out. Static crackers are tremendous.
I'm having a little W2ENY. I'm having a little tough time copying you. And you mentioned static crashes, and that's exactly why. If you got a little more audio, maybe that'll help.
All right, I don't want to. I don't want to blow it up. I'm looking at the scope. I'm already pretty well up there. But But anyway, located in Cornwall and Hudson, New York, right by West Point, and running a 6300, about a 100-watt carrier. I could improve that a little bit, maybe. Into a Henry 685 amplifier. So static racks will be playing here, and back
All right, W2ENY, W2PHL, name is Phil. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you got your wrong transmit profile on there or something, but like your audio bandwidth is only like plus or minus 2 kilohertz. I can see on the pan adapter.
Yeah, I still don't know what the deal is with that. We talked about that on here. I got the profile set up as 8K, and I can see it. I can see it still here. It's like plus or minus 2. I'll bring it up and it's like 48. I don't. Yeah, that's plus or minus 2. I don't get it. The microphone's one of these cheap Chinese things. It's supposed to be 20 to 20K, but I don't know. Maybe there's some impedance thing going on where we're slowing it down as it goes up. I get some other microphones in that flow with here. I just didn't get a chance to do it today.
All right. Very good. Clark and Ian White, what's the name over there? I'm sorry. I know I've heard you a bunch of times, but I don't remember the name.
Sorry. It's Bob. Bravo Oscar Bravo Bob. Bob.
All right, Bob. Yeah, I got to jump out of here for a little bit. I might be back later. Let's consider everybody warned. But yeah, I got a couple of things to do, so I'm going to sign for now. So Perry and Clark and Bob, you guys, and Wally, I think that's everyone, and Brian maybe still in the Mobile. I'll be back maybe a little bit later, or I'll definitely be on tomorrow night, at least operating the controls there for the ladies' night event. Anyway, this is W2PHL.
Yep, right on, brother. We'll fix you in a little bit. Yeah, I'm still kind of new to this whole flex thing. I've had them now, more than 6 months. The profile thing, sometimes I don't get it sometimes.
Yeah, well, like you said, it could be your microphone. You got a microphone problem too. I don't know, but yeah, you'll figure it out. Yeah, those fluxes can sound pretty good. So, all right, let me run. The missus is waiting on me. W2PHL.
See ya, Phil.
All right, catch you later.
Yeah, it's good little stuff that he's doing.
Oh, 1-2. Yeah, still.
Check. 5. Is it getting into that? Hello, test. 5. 5. Excellent. W2BTK.
Hello, Billy. KB3WFV.
I don't know, man. This is another microphone, and I'm still seeing like 2K wide. I don't. Sorry, plus or minus 2K. I don't get it. W2EMI. Yay test W2EMY.
Kilo.
Kilo test 1-2, ho, W2, ANY, testing. This is on the PC. Yeah, I'm still seeing ±2. November 2, Victor, Juliet, Mobile, and 6 Olivia.
That's right.
That's left. And 3 RSA.
Good evening.
Hey, Clark, how are you? It's Bruce down here in Percy.
Awesome. What's new and exciting?
Not too much. Everything's about the same, except people don't want to wear their masks.
Exactly.
Kind of stink in the summer.
Well, hopefully this will all be resolved by then.
Well, as the famous person says, it will go away.
It better.
Yeah, anyway, and let's see, I guess my audio is about the same as ever, right?
I hadn't noticed anything.
Okay, perfect. We'll leave it that way. Yeah, I heard, I think PHO built some sort of a voice processor.
Yep, work in progress.
Okay, is it one of them ones from the Ukraine or something much more sophisticated?
Ham radio operator design. Bill is one of the beta builders for it.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's neat stuff. So that means something interesting's coming out. Well, is it a rack mount thing or thing that goes on the desk, under the desk?
That's up to the builder. The case is not included. It's basically the circuit board and the parts. So you decide however you want to, however you want it to look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some freedom there. And then I guess someone will come up with a 3D printer thing for different types of chassis or cabinets. Oh, that's cool. And yeah, it's important doing the beta test. People can flub it up, I guess you could say.
Well, it's not really flubbing it up. What you find out with tests like this is how clear are the instructions. You know, Heathkit had it down. They had years of experience. So, you know, those instructions were heralded as being very easy to follow along with. You know, every step was separate. You checked them off as you go. It would show you illustrations of where the components are. They were all broken into different parts of the circuit board, so you could always focus. You know, I guess, you know, you didn't have to look at the whole board and say, I have no idea where this part goes. You know, they would always do it in sections, but you may have put together a Heathkit.
I've rebuilt one or two, the HW16 and a couple miscellaneous things, but yeah, they have very nice instructions. I wish the stuff at my work was like that.
Well, it's supposed to be like that, but you know, anytime you write something technical for someone else, if you've got it in your head, you just know how it's supposed to go, and it doesn't always get conveyed so that someone who has never seen this before can read this and say, oh, I'm seeing exactly what you're talking about, you know, so that gets tricky.
Yeah, true. I'm kind of thinking of the early Japanese ones, and the Chinese have lost in translation, and, you know, turn VR1 till happy, joy, luck, voltage correct, you know.
Yeah, it's like the instructions for the Baofeng for adjusting volume. Place volume knob between thumb and forefinger and turn opposite of counterclockwise until pleased.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, all right.
Okay, I'm pleased. That's probably the right level then.
We're thrown against the wall, but they're good to, like, sell with things, you know, free Baofeng with purchase.
Can you imagine that?
I actually did it once on eBay.
What, you got a free Baofeng with a purchase of something else?
Yeah, I sold off a Century 22 10-Tech radio, a little CW only one. And I said in the auction, you know, free Baofeng with purchase.
Well, that's creative.
It worked. I actually got a decent price for it, which, well, of course, the fees ate that up, but even still, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, 10% to eBay, 3% plus, what is it, 3% plus something to PayPal, and then, yeah, but still, you know, people don't like that. Oh, fees are too high. Yeah, well, try taking all your stuff you want to sell and put it out on a folding table at the end of your driveway for 4 hours on a Saturday and see how that goes.
Yeah, that wouldn't go very well, that's for sure. That's, you know, they don't want me to give them money to take it away. It kind of works like that, around here at least.
It depends on what you're selling. I've sold some pretty esoteric stuff that, you know, you would say, why would anybody want this? But they do. I posted a Radio Shack beach ball and a Radio Shack pen, a ballpoint pen. Can you imagine this? What value is this? And it was scooped right up, and I wrote to the buyer. I said, well, thank you for buying these. Now I'm very curious as what you want these for. And it turned out to be a buyer for Paramount Pictures who needed these for some period project they were doing. It's like, well, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of that happens every now and then. You never know. But even still, they're always looking for that bargain.
Gotta have the bargain. N1 BCG. I'll be right back. I am sure that there are people on this frequency. Why am I? Oh, Phil started this. I'm like, why the hell am I on 3875? This is ridiculous. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute.
do sell stuff on eBay, it's usually just to find it a new home so I can get something else. I'm not looking for profit. Anyway, have fun there. M3RIK.
No, I'm not having fun. I got to go take something and put it in the kitchen sink and wash it out. I'll be right back. Come on, people, light up some interesting conversation. Now you know I hate this frequency.
I'm just imagining what you could be washing. Could it be a chassis of a radio going into the dishwasher? Could it be a stray possum? Maybe an ashtray?
So who's left in here? W2ENY. I switched over to the PC. I ditched the Maestro for now, and I picked up a different microphone. I'm seeing a little bit wider stuff. So maybe it's that other junk microphone that I had.
Well, I'm hearing you. Good evening and one PCG.
Yeah, what's up, Clark? Just playing around here. I switched over to the PC. I'm on an established LDA. It's got an electric mic in it with the bias switched on and all that. I'm seeing a little bit more bandwidth here than I was seeing before. And yeah, it looks okay on the scope. So anyway, maybe we're getting somewhere. I don't know.
Could it be RF having an impact?
You know, I thought about the RF from outside coming back into the shack. But you know, I got like 102 caps across like all of my electric elements, so I don't see that as a factor. But the bandwidth thing is what's really pissing me off. Phil. A couple guys yesterday were talking about that where it only looked like plus or minus 2 kilohertz. And you know, for the life of me, this profile thing and the flex versus with the PC, the flex versus with the iPhone, the flex with the Maestro. There's so many profiles set up, and yeah, I'm seeing it, and it's still not what. There's something stupid that I'm not doing with this thing.
So I'm kind of curious. So this is a flex with what kind of microphone?
Well, I have one of those Chinese microphones before with the Maestro going into the back, the Mic 2 jack. This is it's an static 10DA, but it's I ripped the guts out of it and I put an electric element in it. It's good from like 20 to, I don't know, 16K or whatever. And but anyway, I'm looking at the transmit pan adapter here, and yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot. I'm sure it's something software stupid that in the setup somewhere that that this is not happening.
I mean, just trying to be objective, it's like this audio doesn't sound anything like a Flex. That's what I could be talking on a Flex. I'm not saying my audio is so great, but it's just, I've never heard a Flex that sounds like yours.
Yeah, and I look at the pan adapter on you, and mine is like skinny on transmit. I really don't get it, and I have it on in the background, and the fidelity's like it's not real great. I don't know, man.
Well, the good news is it's a Flex. And while there's a million settings on it, you're right, there's one that's not right. And when that's fixed, all of a sudden, it's just magically going to sound like $1 million. So you have right there everything you need to sound amazing. It's just something's not set right. Have you looked for anything that might be called transmit bandwidth? Because I'm not a Flex, but if Steve WA1STH were on frequency, he'd probably be able to walk you right through this and get it on flat. But have you looked into things like the transmit bandwidth?
Yeah, I got high cut, I got low cut. My transmit bandwidth right now is set at 10K, and like I said, it's I see stuff on the outside. But when I look at the pan adapter, it's not getting there. It doesn't look like the spectral display that I have here. So like I said, I got something stupid set wrong somewhere.
What's the carrier level set at?
Hey, Brian. Did you hear Brian, KB3WFV?
He was kind of low.
He brought up a really good point, and he was wondering what you have the Flex carrier level set at.
Hold on here. AM carrier set at 100, but there's another display here that brings it down. I mean, I could drop this down, and let's see, that's bring that down to 20. There's another display. There's another display that has different numbers. I don't know, maybe I don't know.
Because the thing is, like all these rigs, if the Flex is capable of 100 watts PEP, I'm making that up, then on AM, the maximum carrier level you can use is 20 to 25 watts. Otherwise, it'll be, because it'll have no headroom. I don't think that was it, because usually if it was really messed up like that, then it would be completely unintelligible. You have a frequency response issue going on, which I think is a separate problem. But Brian brings up a good point, and good evening, Brian.
What Flex is it?
It's a 6300. Absolutely. Looking at the spectral display, it's a lot fuller for what it's set now. But the pan adapter still is like really skinny. And you know what's weird is I could set this thing I could set this thing at 100, and when I look at my watt meter, it's still 20 watt carrier. So
I almost can't understand what you're saying. Can you put it back to whichever way you had it before? Because I really missed what you said.
yeah.
The other question I have is, he running an amplifier?
And yeah, I definitely see there's issues with the bandwidth where it's set here, where if I bring up
Okay, this is kind of a waste of time. It can't stay like this because you're now at double sideband. There's just not enough carrier for that amount of modulation. So either like when we first started talking, if you can put it back that way, we can compartmentalize this issue here. I don't think that's it. I think there's something else going on because there's definitely a bandwidth issue. But if you could put it back then, because I can't understand anything you're saying now.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I put it back there, and it's got to be something stupid that I'm doing. There's just, and I don't want to say it's too many knobs, but there's too many things that I can touch in the software to make this right. And then the profile thing is just another world.
So you're not driving an amp with that, right?
Yeah, I am. I got a Henry 2K85 pair at 3500.
Holy cow! So that brings another thing into line here. So, well, number one. So wait a minute. So if you're driving the Henry, the Henry doesn't take 100 watts of drive, does it?
May I?
Yeah, it's a pair of 3-500. It'll take 100 watts and change. It's not a big deal. And I'm running it about 100 watts carrier. So it's got plenty of
Over to you, Brian.
The Flex has two controls for power output. One is carrier level. That should be at 100. And it also has a power level. It is the power level that is used to set the drive to the amp. You are either FMing or breaking into sideband like you were overdriving the amplifier. I would suggest you turn off the amplifier. You set the carrier level to 100%. You set the power level to 100%. You set your EQ passband 64, 125, 250, and 500 to 0. Step your 1, 2, 4, and 8 up one step each, like stepping up the stairs. Adjust your modulation correctly. Set your TX bandwidth for 6 or 9 kcs wide, but do it without the amplifier first. And you may want to use the stock microphone just for start off, since you got everything so whacked out. Just my opinion.
Yeah, it's important to note that Brian did just help somebody with Flex very recently, so this comes from recent knowledge, so this is probably some really good advice here.
I built my amp carrier up to 90, 100. An AM carrier is at 100. So I'm running at about, about 18 or 20 watts carrier on the watt meter. And And that's where we are with the amp.
Now the mic gain, I'm having trouble hearing them, but it sounded like the mic gain, that mic level indicator should never, ever, ever peak into the red. It should barely peak into the yellow. So you adjust your mic level audio to where it peaks in the yellow.
Catch you guys later. N3 RIK.
Well, sorry about that, Bruce. It's just you know, from time to time it's important to get people set up with these things. So you know, especially when it's this complex. So catch you in a bit. N1 BCG.
Yep, I get it. Yeah, get them going. Catch you later.
See ya. W3 MMR.
Sitcom trivia.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I thank you for it. Thanks for keeping me up to date.
Yeah, well, the first thing to get me in mind, because we do like making batteries out of coconuts, and, you know, I'd be like so mad at him for it. I'm like, I can't do that.
That's not allowed.
Look at it on the bright side,
That
Phil.
sound
Did it
any
ever
better to
pay
you,
off?
Clark?
No. And the audio was
Yeah, and that
very
was always
low.
incredibly
But,
frustrating. They get so
I,
close to being
I
rescued, and then it just
sounded
everything
the
just
same.
falls
It was
apart.
slower.
Is that this? I can't. Well, let's do it this way. My email address, if you can hear me, Bravo 3, Whiskey,
Sorry if there's an abnormally amount of
Victoria, King Baker 3, Washington,
83
Florida,
degrees in the shack, and I
Vermont,
haven't turned the air conditioner on yet.
at
So
yahoo.com. KB3WFD
I
at
apologize ahead of
yahoo.com.
time.
If you want to send me an email, I'll try my best to help
It's
you
got
out
an
and see if we can get that thing back online to where it's supposed to be. But something's definitely way off. The band shifted and I just can't hear him anymore.
Well, it hasn't keyed up, but it'll get worked out.
Yeah, I don't know if Barry would have to tell you if the ANANs have that or not, but the Flexes have a carrier level. Basically, leave the power at wherever you want it, 90, 100, whatever. And you pull a carrier level all the way up, and the Flex automatically controls the power to percent of modulation. The only next thing for you to watch is the mic gain.
Yeah, the ANAN's got the same thing. Carrier level and drive level. Carrier level, I keep it 100. Damn it, hold on a second. There's been times where I've had it at 90, like when I was on another band on AM, and I wanted to get more punch, some more positive peaks, but yeah, I usually keep it on 100.
You know, so Perry, what's with your audio now?
What do you mean, what's with my audio?
Door.
What do you mean?
Boom, boom. You gotta turn the porn off, Perry.
Well, there's a oh, that's the fan blowing directly into the microphone.
Well, there you go.
That should be a little better.
It had a pretty good rhythm to it. Sounded like you had a nightclub next door.
Hey, Brian, what flex is he running? KD3FA, good evening, guys.
The fellow I was trying to help Bill, 6400.
Okay.
He said something, but I can't hear him without his amplifier on.
That's Bob, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear him fine on these for sure here. Did you hear him okay that time, Brian?
Not yet, but I'll try.
FM.
Oops.
Okay.
Interesting
I'm backing
video.
out,
I'll
just
try.
listening.
All right, I must have fat fingered the contact. Silver Bravo 3 Whiskey Fox Echo. Yahoo.com.
There you go.
Bob, I hear you very, very lightly, and some traffic down the band from me's picking up, which is going to make it a challenge real fast here, quick, in a hurry. If you have access to email, we can get out of these guys' way, get out of the way of these guys, and chit-chat back and forth by email a little bit, and I'll get you to some basic settings. At the moment, I'm not hearing you well enough to guide you one way or the other. And I'll just repeat the basic settings that I've had good luck with starting off with the exact same radio, 6400. The carrier level goes to 100, your power level goes to 100 without the amplifier. Don't use your amp just yet. On your EQ, 65, 125, 250, and 500, set those all to 0. 2, 4, 6, and 8, or I'm sorry, 2, 4, 8, and 2, 4, and 8. Just step them up one at a time. And watch your mic gain. The mic gain shouldn't go any more than just bouncing into the yellow. It shouldn't peak into the red. And
Been
the
times
flex will
where
take
I've
care of
had it
everything
at 90,
from
like
there.
when I was on another band.
You have an
On AM and I wanted to get more punch.
I would
Some more
start
positive peaks,
with the
but,
stock microphone.
yeah, I usually keep it on.
Also, make sure your SWR is good. Whether you're using
blowing directly into the
internal
microphone.
or an external channel. Make sure
Well,
the SWR
There
reflex
you
is good.
go.
And start from there. Once you got those nailed
That should be
down
a
and
little
everything
better.
looks good there, then I would go very carefully through the manual and find out how to set the power level for your amplifier.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Plus, I'm having trouble copying. What is this called? KB3WFE, Roger?
Yep, KB3WFV.
Yeah, right. He gave me a Yahoo account and it's got kicked back.
Yes, K as in kilo, B as in Bravo, the number 3, 1, 2, 3, W as in whiskey, F as in Frank, V as in Victor, King Baker 3, Washington, Florida, Vermont at yahoo.com.
Okay, got it. Victor, she got over. And I got pieces, so I don't know get a little bit. Get you guys later on. Hope you get this
Okie dokie, we'll look for the email.
Good deal.
Yeah, something's off, but see if we can get him on the right track there and go from there. the thing I'm always nervous about is telling them how to set it up for the amplifiers because, well, things go boom.
Yes, but the thing is this is an audio issue, and flexes, ANANs, all this stuff can sound like top-notch fidelity, and he doesn't have that. So you're right. Yeah, something is just not right. But there's also the good news. He's got everything he needs to sound like $1 million. So yeah, once the settings are worked out, then things become fine business. BCG.
Yep, I didn't hear what he had for a mic.
He said he had an astatic something. I forget the model.
He's also got a cheap Chinese electret mic, but I know those mics can sound really, really good. So you're right, Brian. I agree with you. Something's not right in the settings, in his bandwidth settings, or something somewhere. Because you can literally get pretty much any microphone to sound good with one of these radios.
Yeah. I wonder what he's using for power supply to the electric. Unless it has one of those, damn it, I've seen them before where it has the little power supply that the XLR plugs into and another, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Some cheapy thing. Who knows? But that could be an issue. I just think it's something simple in the menu. I'll put my money on that. I'll be right back. I gotta throw my dishes in the dish. Well, I don't have a dishwasher. In the sink.
Isn't it MOM?
No, negative, man. Nope. I wash my own. That's one thing I really hate is washing dishes. That sucks. So kids out there, if there's any kids listening and who are spoiled by mom and dad's dishwasher, okay? Remember, there was a time not too long ago when people didn't have those.
There's always paper plates, and in lieu of that, just lay it on the floor, the dog will clean it for you.
Oh, that's what I normally use, but I accidentally bought styrofoam plates instead of paper. And I don't use styrofoam in the microwave. I'm kind of upset that I bought these, actually. Styrofoam plates are the worst. We'll be right back. W3MMR.
Okie dokie, KB3WFV.
Oh, look at all the comments we got in the chat box here about all this. Ah, great. Hey, Gary. Oh, he did find us. Never mind. Gary WA1EIG was saying 3885, is everyone out for happy hour? Yeah, we'll see this. No, I'm going to skip over that. And Mike, K3FBF in the chat room. Clark, I can't wait to get on the radio right now, but in Smart SDR, the carrier level should be above 85% power out and also remain at 100%. Smart SDR is smart enough to know what to do. I think Brian was covering all that. He does have a serious EQ issue. Anyway, all right, so there you go. Oh, and by the way, he says Brian, you are correct, completely correct. So there you go. I'm just catching up on the chat room. N1BCG.
Well, I just got an email from him, so it is, we'll see how far we can get here.
Did he say what his mic level was set at?
No, we're going to try and find out here, though.
Well, you did one last week, wasn't it? It's only been a week, I think.
It's all blur. Yeah, that was, Dave. He's been playing around with his scope there, Andrew, Bill, and he has a different profile he wants to try when he gets on.
Well, we'll check him out. He was sounding good before.
Yeah, I'm always impressed with them for something that just, you know, comes to you in a UPS box and you plug a... Doesn't have to be a real high dollar microphone, just a decent microphone in them. Set some basic settings for a jump right out of the gate, they sound good. And then depending on how involved you want to get them with them, or how extensive you want to get with them, you can run external gear, you can tailor the internal stuff. They're, well, flexible. I guess I'll have to go load Smart SDR back into the computer here so I know what the hell I'm talking about.
Watch, you're going to become like the Smart SDR expert.
No. I have knowledge of many, but master of none.
Don't even own a Flex, but boy, I'm an expert on it. That'll be Brian.
I really do find them to be interesting transmitters, and it would be fun probably to own one, but someday maybe.
I can't ever own one. I think it would be the final destination for ham radio, you know? A Flex and an amp and you're done. How simple is that? But for me, I can't. Spend all day staring at computer monitors, and then ham radio time comes along and I get to turn all of that display stuff off. Can you imagine jumping from that to looking at more screens? Blech.
I like the hardware buttons. I don't have to look. I can reach right over here right now and hit a filter, and hit another filter, and hit another filter, and I'm not even looking at the radio. Probably just bump the BFO though. And I can hit Perry's favorite button.
0.3.875 megahertz.
Oh, I didn't hit the BFO. Perry thinks she's sexy.
Well, you know, you're alone long enough, all kinds of things are going to start sounding pretty good.
Oh, my.
Missing sheep in Chester, PA.
Man, his dishes must have really been dirty.
This may have been the first time he's actually done dishes.
Not true. Not true.
What, the part about the sheep or doing dishes?
Doing dishes.
Oh, okay.
Never with the sheep, huh?
I'm not, no comment. I had no sheep.
Yeah, that would be bad news. All right, another staticky night. Nice to know that the propagation is getting good between here and wherever the lightning is.
It's supposed to storm bad later.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think all that weather's up your way, Perry, isn't it?
That's what the old man said.
Whiskey 3, Oscar Hotel.
Whoa!
And there he is. Hello, Dave.
Whoa!
Hey, Brian, and I think I hear a Clark, and is Perry avoiding lightning strikes?
Whoa!
He's supposed to be doing dishes, but we keep egging him back to the radio.
Ah, interesting. Did he make something good that is worth doing the dishes now?
I don't know what.
It sounds like he's yelling at the microphone.
Yeah, he's not sitting in front of the mic there. He was trying to get the dishes done, I think. And I'm trying to download Smart SDR again.
Wasn't leg of lamb, was it?
Yeah, lamb? You think Perry had lamb for dinner?
Just saying.
There is a concern about the sheep population in Philadelphia.
Man, you guys are brutal.
Never
There
turn
he
your
is,
back on
up
us,
on
Perry.
the mic. Perry, are you live streaming doing the dishes?
No, I'm live streaming while doing the dishes, but I wasn't live streaming me doing the dishes. I do have an apron on though.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw you on the YouTube there, and you're not really a French-made type.
No, I'm definitely not. I'm like bigger than 95% of the entire French population.
And for Pete's sakes, shave your legs.
Nah, man, I've never actually shaved my legs. Never in my life. There was times when I thought about it just for the hell of it. But nope. Don't shave my legs. Still the same old hair that's always been there.
I could see this topic falling into decay, so time for a new topic.
My wife's family is in France, Perry, and when we went over for 2 weeks several years ago, all the photos, I'm sticking a head and shoulder taller than everybody else.
Really? You're not that tall, are you?
5'9", 5'10", something like that.
Yeah, you're about average. I'm about 5'7". Maybe 5'6". I'm saying 5'7". That's what my driver's license says.
You think that's bad? Well, I'm 6'1", and my buddy Mike is 6'4", and we were down in Puerto Rico, and we were out at a nightclub. And in Puerto Rico, I guess the guys aren't really all that tall. People were actually taking pictures of him next to him because he was like, I don't know, like so much taller. You would have thought like Shaquille O'Neal was in there or something.
Yeah, I've never seen like Shaq up close and personal, but I've seen some tall people. A guy I work with is 6'8". Guy I work with every day. He's pretty big, and he's not like real skinny. He's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, 6'8" is big. That's, I don't know. That's probably I think that's how tall Shaq is. Shaq is no thin dude.
Now, Shaq's like 7 foot something. Shaq's ginormous. Let me look it up. Shaq height. 7'1". Yao Ming 7'6". LeBron James 6'9".
Wow, I didn't realize Shaq was over 7 foot. I wonder if that's with his tennis shoes on.
7'1", 324 pounds. Jesus.
Good Lord, you think the guy should be in football.
He's like too big for football.
You put him at center, and you wouldn't need either tackles.
Seven freaking feet. The guy is 8 inches taller than me. That's, but I can't even get my head around that.
Could you imagine him walking around and the gentleman who was talking about his cabin up north the other night, he was going to rebuild it. He was like, what did he say? He was like 5'9" and almost hit the doorway.
Yeah, it was Steve QIX. He should have Shaq over for dinner at his, well, shack.
Shaq would have to sit on the floor.
We're going to wheel him in on a dolly. Or a creeper.
We had one of the players from the Bullets back when they called them the Bullets. He had a 280ZX. He drove it from the back seat. It had no front seat.
And there's Steve STH, a different breed of Steve. Where were you when we were trying to get the Flex guy figured out?
I wasn't here. Data crashes are wicked here. I don't know how they are where you are, but they're not nice.
Welcome to summer, everybody. N1 BCG.
WA1STH. Yeah, we got a lot of lightning heading our way. So it's a little bit worse than even summer conditions right now.
Oh, so this is what 80 meter is like in the summer. Yeah, the static crashes kind of suck.
No, this is nothing. Wait for about another 2 hours, and I'm sure it'll be pretty brutal. Good evening to Steve. Yeah, we're supposed. My dad texted me and said it's supposed to get bad storms tonight, so disconnect. So I'll be disconnecting this evening. No live stream tonight after I get off the air. W3 MMR.
I hopped into my truck, which I had to have the battery changed because the battery died, to go for a bike ride, and the thing said it was 90 degrees here in southern Maryland.
Yeah, my thermometer here at the house at 84. And a couple car thermometers were like 88 or 89 at work, but yeah, it was definitely a warm one.
I started to rethink the fact that I brought one.
Oh, so this is what
80 meter 18-ounce water bottle.
Wait for him to disconnect. And there you go. Dogs. Yeah, it's 78 outside and 84.2 in the shack.
Steve, I managed to not purchase any of the items that you suggested, but I did review all of them.
Oh, I would have thought you would have got the modulation monitor by now. And I was hoping you were going to buy that $10,000 amp.
Brian's been sending me emails on reminding me not to buy anything. I did check out the REA mod player. That thing is pretty cool. I did, but I did pull out my scope and I hooked it back up, and I did play around with it a little bit.
Well, that's a good thing. I like the modulation monitor. I don't turn the scope on anymore. The modulation monitor tells me everything I need to know, and I don't have to interpret anything. It just says it. You will wind up with one.
Yeah, they do. They do certainly look pretty cool. It's probably a lot better than my scope here. Scope's pretty old. It's a little touchy.
Yeah, that's a rough idea. I really enjoy the mod monitor. I have a couple of things I look at. Excuse me. A couple of things I look at all the time, and that's a real nice quick check for making sure the peaks are in reasonably good order and we're in a positive direction. And I wanted to have some intellectual audio discussions with Clark, but I don't even know if I could hear him enough to do that tonight with the crashes.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Brian.
Can I log into your radio? I need to see this SDR.
Yeah, go ahead. I wonder if this is going to feel like those supernatural movies where the evil spirit takes over the body of the host.
I just figured I'd jump in and screw up all your settings.
You know, Brian, I forgot. I pulled up my profiles. I forgot to pull one up. So until now, my AM carrier was down to 85.
It sounds fine. I don't have any objection. And you probably have three of the best on the air to tell you. I was trying to get this software up so I could talk a little bit about it to somebody else with a 63, I think he said. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, how crazy does this sound right here? Just out of curiosity.
Sounds fine. Clean, got lots of highs.
Alright, well that was the settings I played with on the O-scope. I put a 1 kilohertz sound into it, and it showed what I saw at least on the internet as to what a good modulated AM signal is supposed to look like.
Sounds like you got it dialed in there. I'd leave it alone. Of course, I told you that last week.
I saved those profiles. They are saved. Steve, I would have liked to have heard the intellectual radio conversation. I like them. I always learn something. I don't know. Clark is coming in really pretty good down here in Maryland. I can't remember where you're located at. Well, maybe Steve can't hear me anymore.
Steve, are you still hearing Dave?
think there was a breaking station, NE4DJ. It was a little hard to make out. All right, well, maybe that station didn't hear me either.
He's up the band.
Huh. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, he's really close.
Where's he at? 80, isn't he?
Yeah, okay. I had my filter up a little high. I had to tuck it in a little. Way down to 3876, so yeah, I'm sure we're up in his bandwidth too.
He don't care. Running some older radio. I've heard him on before a couple of times. No worries, I hear you just fine. Why can I not get logged into your SDR? What am I doing wrong?
Hold on, let me make sure nothing else is logged in. Nobody else is logged in. You should be clear to log on.
So I click on the smart link settings, right?
No, you go right to connect.
What, log in?
Yes, my bad. Click the radio, the radio name, and then hit log in.
So complicated.
I guess Perry really got into cleaning up the dishes. I guess is he doing them by hand?
I believe so. Well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here anymore. I had to uninstall this the other day. Because I thought maybe it screwed up something else I was using. It's still screwed up. So apparently I screwed this up too. Oh well. I'll be back in a moment. KB3WFE.
Now, copy that. Whiskey 3, Oscar Hotel. I'll be standing by.
JD3FA in the static.
JD3FA, Whiskey 3, Oscar Hotel. Name here is David.
Sure, Dave. Spelled across the pond from you here. Sorta. Kinda. What are you thinking about that flex so far?
Oh, hey, Bill. Okay. Yeah, right across the pond. Wow, you're sounding really good, by the way. Really strong signal. I'm loving it. I'm definitely enjoying it. Made a couple of contacts outside in the backyard while taking mandatory testing for work, so that was pretty cool. Today I played around a little bit with the oscilloscope hooked up. I don't know. Hopefully it sounds okay. I just thought I'd play around and learn a little bit about the radio and some of the settings. Other than that, it's a great radio. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty slick. You'll certainly enjoy it. Stuff to play with. Yeah, and your signal, of course, you guys come over here good. The band is, up and down a little bit, but you're 35 to 40 over.
Yeah, you're coming in so good. It's like when you key up there, the static crashes disappear.
Yeah, well, you're doing about the same here. That's what we like. It'll just get better as the summer goes on.
Yeah, so I'm told. So, Bill, did you do anything good? Here was 90 degrees and sunny all day. I think probably the warmest day we've had so far. It was pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, it was the warmest for us. I'm not sure how high it got. I know it hit 85. I really didn't look at it later in the afternoon. And unfortunately, I spent most of the day inside. I'm still at work, so that's kind of good.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, air conditioning probably wouldn't have been too bad today. Yeah, I'll have to talk to my parents. My parents are over on they're over in Delaware, over in Milton, Delaware. I would imagine it was just as warm over there. I'll have to check in with them tonight.
Yeah, it's I think you'll find it was. That's where they live?
Yeah, over in Milton.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I haven't been up that way in a while now, but no, most of Delaware.
Yeah. I went to school over on the Eastern Shore. I went to school at Salisbury University. That's where I met my wife. So I guess I'm somewhat familiar with that area. Of course, we spent as much time as we could down at the beach. Weekends we were down at the beach a lot. So yeah, I'm fairly familiar with the area. My grandparents lived in Delaware, over in Milton as well. And I have my grandmother's sister and her husband are big farmers, and they used to own thousands of acres over there in Delaware. I think they've been slowly selling it off, but yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know how many years it's been since you were at the college, but quite a bit of growing there in the last 5 to 10 years. They're buying everything up and down the strip.
Oh yeah, that whole area, the whole college, the whole place is a completely different place now. Yep,
a lot of several bigger buildings now, and like I say, they built a lot of stuff for housing, and it's just going to continue to grow, which is good for the town.
Yeah, right when I was leaving, right when I was graduating, Purdue had sunk quite a bit of money into the college there. We actually had just finished my last semester there, the Purdue Financial Building.
Yeah, now was that the new building they built?
Well, it was new in 1991.
Yeah, okay. Well, we built another one since then. Well, actually, 2 other buildings, but that's one of them.
Yeah, I haven't been back. I did a little some recruiting down there for a little while for Treasury Department, and but even that was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, you'd see a big difference. They got a big stadium over there now, and the last 5 years has been the biggest jump, and then 5 to 10, a lot of growing. still. It's not stopping.
Wow, that's crazy. A big stadium, huh? But well, at least when I was there, but the best thing we had going on for sports was lacrosse. We were fairly high ranked, maybe number 3 in Division 3.
Yeah, they're. I wish I could tell you. You could look it up. Yeah, look them up on the web, and I'm sure they got pictures of the stadium and all them buildings now. Yeah, lacrosse team. I don't. They might have finished better than that last year again.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I know it was usually the big match was Salisbury and I think it was a school out in New York. I think Hobart.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, Bill, I don't know what happened to everybody. Clark was in here. Big Steve was in here, and Perry. But Perry's doing the dishes right now. He said he was wearing an apron, and said he wouldn't. Unfortunately, he was not live streaming him doing the dishes, so I thought that would have been entertaining. I don't know. And Brian's in. Brian, he's trying to figure out something. I don't know, a software issue.
Yeah, he's trying to get another flex straight.
Oh, Brian is? Well, he kind of said that. He was trying to log into my machine so he could check something.
Yeah, I think Bob had a flex seat sent off or something. He's must got it back today or within the last couple days, it sounds like.
Oh, one of what's it? K1 KBW and K4 KBW.
W2BNY, I believe. Am I right on that, Bob?
I can just barely hear the station there, Bill.
Yeah, crashes are getting a little worse now.
I guess I should have been more clear. I could barely hear the braking station. You're still coming in 30 plus.
How am I coming in, Dave? W3MMR.
Perry, you are coming in great, 30 plus over, and there was a braking station right before you. I want to see K1 KMR.
Kilo Bravo 1.
I don't know if any of you guys got him. The Panic crashes took him out for me.
The station in Carolina, go ahead from KB3WFV.
KB1GMR, yeah, we're over in Brooklyn, North Carolina. I'm called East Coast, between Lincoln and Jacksonville, the
Alright, I caught you, KB1 GMR, I think it was. And in North Carolina, I didn't catch the name. There's a front to our north here. I'm in Maryland. Name here is Brian Bravo Romeo India Alpha November. And it's producing some pretty good thunderheads with some static lightning crashes. So the stations you're hearing is Dave, who's about 8 miles to my west, and Bill, who's about 60 miles to my east. All three of us are here in Maryland. And Perry, who is in Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia, who's, I don't know how many miles that is from me to my northeast, but we're hearing you okay in between the static crashes there, guys.
Okay, Ryan, very good. Yeah, the name is Dawn. Delta, Oscar.
Yeah, Don, we've worked before, haven't we?
Oh yeah, when I was back up in the lake, I'm down here. We just for a while. I think that's the key. I haven't come back up north. I know they got that storm, but getting the station set up here. Just got my antenna back up in vertical east, and really not much AM work at all. But the band, I heard Steve WA1STH, but he couldn't hear me. They got just bad static crashes. So we're right here on the intercoastal waterway.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you and I talking about the intercoastal waterway there a few times a little while back. Well, Don, I don't know what you're running there, but tonight's conditions would really be helpful if you could roll some high end into that or roll some low end out. It would just make things a lot easier to copy there, guys.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm running the TS 940 sugar into a command HF 2500. NC3000 and a ton of them ladder line going up to a 80 meter converted to. And we're doing just about maybe a little bit on the super carrier. No, how do well to the 50. That's it.
Yeah, okay, Don, you came way up there, so I'll let the other guys say hi to you while the band's favoring us there. Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Don. Good to hear you. Yeah, I can hear you really well when there are no static crashes. When the static crashes hit, they just kind of wipe you out. And I got part of your call sign. I got KB1. Of course, every time you get to the last part there, the static crash hit, so I didn't quite get it. I got KB1. I thought it was JMR. Brian thought it was GMR, but I think I'm hearing something different from you. So glad to hear you on AM, and maybe when you get a chance, you can try that call sign one more time.
Julius, Mike, radio, KB1 JMR, QSL.
Okay, I got it now. KB1 JMR.
Right on, you got it. So right there, and I can't remember where I went, but now I'm working over in Kentucky. So 7 years old, my feet still work, my brain's still halfway decent, and I don't work, I just kind of sit at the desk and do stuff. So, got that. Yeah, okay, you calling me down at the last one for me, please, both of them. Bruce, I think we had worked before this in a long time ago. So you guys take care of that, guys. Stay healthy, wear your mask, follow having your rules, and all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you again. This day before the TV George. Just put us in the sidecar. We'll leave your receiver on, but I gotta go out and let my wife see what that fresh fry I got left. So on.
a piece of software at the moment. I don't know why, but I am. And just kind of enjoying a lazy Friday night here. Nice warm summer night day.
Static crusher is incredible here. They picking up a lot of LC. I gotta keep pumping. Hopefully my modulation is pretty good for the reason I'm not getting negative. So, using a regular design for AM. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, static crusher. Go ahead.
Yeah, getting a real good signal on you now, Don. You're 20 plus over right now.
Okay, no, very good. Good. Yeah, I'm just trying to write some notes down. Everybody's seeing the call sign and the regular Friday night thing.
Don, did you ask if this was a regular Friday night thing?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you'll find a bunch of folks in here. It's actually pretty light for being a Friday night. I would expect others to be in here already, but I guess the nice weather and the storms or static crashes and band conditions are kind of scaring people away. And I don't know what the hell I did wrong with this software, but it's not working. So I hate computers.
What's it doing, Brian? Are you trying to log in? It's not letting you log in?
No, the software's not behaving. Kilo 3 Romeo Sierra Sierra, good evening from KB3WFE.
KB3WFE, the name here is Ron Romeo Oscar November. I'm not sure if it's looking before, but I'm on the page and I can get on, over.
Alright, Ron, well, hello to you there. And it sounds like you're doing alright. Where are you at?
About 20 or so miles from Salisbury, Maryland, here on the eastern shore, over.
Well, there you go, Ron. Yeah, you and I have spoken before, I believe. And Bill's over there on the side of the bay. We're pretty much east of Salisbury, about 60 miles from it to get across the water. We're in a little town called Chesapeake Beach, just south of Annapolis.
Okay, I know where that is. I've heard Bill on the radio before. I mean, I hear him almost every morning as I'm driving to work, and I was going to have a regular thing around the computer. Good evening, Bill.
Okay. Now it's ringing. The bells are ringing, Ron. The call sounded familiar, and when you said where you were at, I've called for you. Well, a while back. It's been a couple months ago now to see if you were listening. Gail said that you listened on the ride in. That's interesting. But great to meet you here on AM tonight.
Yeah, I enjoy getting on the AM. Got some nice conversations going on here, and I just thought I would try my way out. I'm running an FT 991A at base station stock, basically. I don't have it hooked up to an amplifier right now. I've got a dipole antenna up at multi-band at Alpha Delta DXCC running north and south. So if I can get through to the north and the south, I'm doing pretty good. That's what I've got right now, over.
Yeah, okay, well, you're sounding good barefoot here to me anyway. Cutting through the crashes now. It didn't. Your signal's improved just a little bit to me, so throw it over to Dave, see if he's copying you. Go ahead and pick it up, Dave.
Hey, good evening, Ron. Yeah, I'm hearing you well in between the static crashes. Sounds like you. I think you said you're pretty close to Salisbury. I don't know if you heard the conversation earlier. I went to college at Salisbury University. Met my wife there at probably one of the better things that happened to me at Salisbury. It was a much smaller town from what Bill tells me back when I was there, so might have to get out there one of these days. Every time we go out to Ocean City for some reason, or to my parents' house, they live over in Milton, Delaware. We always say we should stop by the college, and we never do. Anyways, Ron, it's great to meet you, and glad you joined us.
Dave, I heard your conversation earlier, and yeah, Bill's right. The town is really growing up. The amount of apartments that are sprung up in Salisbury, absolutely amazing. It's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I guess it's good. I guess the college is making money. I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't be making that much money.
I think they're always trying to make a little money. I think that's what colleges do. I go to occasional conferences out there and whatnot, but I just basically drive by if I'm driving through that end of town.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be the same if I went back through there. I mean, most of what we did when I graduated there in 1992. When I rode my bike to between the house I was staying in and the college, and most of the time we were able to walk right across the street and go to the bars or grab something to eat over.
Yeah, 1992.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't know. I'll have to make it up there. I mean, I know when I was there, the college was it was a nice college. It was a really nice campus. It was always fun to hang out there and sit out by like the I don't know what building it was. There used to be a big like kind of like this, not the student center, but there was a big area there in the middle of the campus where a lot of us would hang out. It was always enjoyable. And when I was on campus, I stayed in at the dorm St. Michael's, and we had a big open area out in front of us until they put some buildings in there. But anyway, hey Brian, you looks like you successfully logged in. All right, I don't know who's next. Maybe Brian.
I wouldn't call it a success because there's nothing. I don't have nothing on the screen here. So.
Yeah, actually, so I saw you saw your client IP. I mean your IP address show up, but you are not in my list of multiplex stations.
Don, were you hearing the station in Deal Island? I guess Don took off.
Yeah, either that we can't hear him. Brian, try it again.
And Dave, it's a waste of time. I don't know what it's asking me to do here, so I'm not doing this on the air.
Yeah, copy that. So you were trying to help somebody else with a flex issue?
Yeah.
Between you trying to sign in on a flex issue, that's probably not pushing you to go out and buy the do the buy now, huh?
Nope.
I don't know. Maybe it's a sign. So did anybody other than me notice the heavily increased traffic today? I know Maryland is opening things up at 5 p.m., but I know I went out for that bike ride at the park, and oh my gosh, traffic was heavy. And I pulled into the park, and there must have been 40 cars there. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, on my ride home, the bypass, both directions, north and south, was rocking and rolling. I don't know where they were all going.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Almost seems like because you know loosening things up, it's everybody's jumping back to normal. I don't know. I think we're all going to need to be a little careful still.
Well, I know I am. It's not gone away yet.
I was listening to a couple of, well, of course, I said I'm going to take it easy after, so I went for a bike ride. There were 40 cars there, although I didn't really pass too many people on the trail, maybe a couple. And then every Friday we have a neighbor who's a singer, plays the guitar. She reminds me of Phoebe and Friends, you know, like the song Smelly Cat. If you remember that show, she's a little better than that. But we socially distance in the driveways, and she does like a little happy hour thing. So I was up there, and a couple of the younger girls there that work in the medical field had gone out today, and actually yesterday, and were able to get tested. They just wanted to see if they had it already, just to see what their status was, and said they went through the testing line pretty quick, and we'll have their test results tomorrow, one-day return.
Yeah, they're getting a lot better with it.
Bill, you have to remind me, are you running a flex?
Yeah, it's a 6700.
Ah, very nice. Do you use the 4 pan adapters often?
I wouldn't say often. You can run 8 on this one.
Oh, that's right. 4 slices. Wow, 4 slices, 8 pan adapters. Wow. Okay. That's a lot to see on one screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done it for kicks, but I don't think you're going to be listening to all that.
Well, since it's only you and I, one thing that I can't do is for some reason I don't know. Just curious to see if you have the same issue. Once I have a couple pan adapters, the 2 pan adapters up, it'll let me grab one of the windows, but it will not let me move it to one of my multi monitors. As soon as I move it off the main monitor over to another monitor, it's got a little circle with a red slash through it. I don't know if that's a software thing or maybe my video card thing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that because see with this rig, you know, I've just got the one screen.
Yeah, okay. It took me all of the entire time I've had this radio to figure out how to transition to talk on one of the other slices. I figured it out yesterday morning. I've got to hit the TX button.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff to learn.
All right, Bill, I guess I'll use this moment of silence to go get another beverage.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. We'll be here for a little bit. Go ahead, Ron. You still there?
Yeah, TGIF here. Yeah, not much going on here. I'm playing a game, night game of Uno with listening to the radio, and he came into the room and he said, "Oh, yeah?" And I said, "Yep." So I guess he recognized the better sounding signals than the single side band.
Yeah, that's good. Good. He picked that up. Yeah, very good. Do you get on HF a lot?
Pretty much anymore. This rig back in October. We went on a camping trip up to Pleasant, Maryland, and on the way back we made a side trip to Ham Radio Outlet. I bought myself a radio station. Bought the Yaesu here and a power supply and some coax in my antenna. I've been trying to work HF pretty much. I mean, it's been pretty fun, and I noticed that the 10 meters has been opening up here more lately, and I actually heard some very faint signals on 6 meters tonight. Over.
Yeah, the bands are getting a little better right now. Hope it continues. This band was really a mess for months, but anyway, seems to be getting better.
Yeah, particularly right now, the tractors seem to have stopped it for the moment, which is good, because I know that guy, Don, I think that was his name, wherever he was from, once he cranked up his power, I was able to hear him, but before I was having a really tough time hearing him.
Yeah, I was initially, but got some more fire in the wire, looks like, and he was had a real good signal. He was coming over to crashes, no problem then.
What type of antenna are you running over there?
This right now I'm on a half-wave dipole on cut for 80, and it's just about flat. It's oriented just about exactly. It runs exactly east and west.
We're right down by that one.
Yeah, it was a good signal.
Anyway, I didn't hear, you said your PowerPoint was oriented
Yeah, the antenna runs east to west. It's just about exactly east to west.
Occasionally I get less the usual with the dipole and everything, some of the closer stations just can't get by.
Yeah, I seem to have pretty good luck with it. Certainly don't use it for any, don't look to use it for any kind of DX conditions, but and it's not that high. It runs between 2 poles, and it starts off about between 35 to 40 feet each leg, and of course it's fed with coax. This one is. I have a half wave for 160 that's fed with open wire feeders and leather bands, of course. A Yagi antenna also for HF.
That's cool. Yeah, I just have the one antenna of the DXCC, and it has, I think it's 5 bands. Yeah. Sometimes I can shoot it up to 6 meters, so it's not very consistent, but it allows me to work 6 meters without having to put up a separate antenna or shoot for a little while. But I will take it around north and south, and I cut it down a little while back, so I think I might have overcut it. But they're doing it I can shoot it up through the whole general portion of the band for myself, because that's my license class right now. I'm just trying to study for extra, but then all this COVID junk happened, and I just sort of lost interest.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, hopefully this must be gone before long and get back on track. You'll want to knock that out. So anyway, Brian, or you're back in here. Jump in, you guys.
Yeah, at the moment I'm trying desperately not to kill the computer.
I can understand. Yep, just try not to hog the frequency here.
No, go ahead. There's I don't know where Clark went off to, or anybody else went off to. I guess he got tied up in other things to do. So.
Dave, did you get your beverage?
It is a white cloud, usually it's jammed hot here, I wait for try to get an opening between conversational encounters and stuff, because it never usually comes, and I just get wide open spaces, nothing usually.
Yeah, I'm very, very surprised. I don't know, and AM activity is picking up a little bit too. I often wonder if the AM window doesn't need to be stretched out. I know a lot of slop buckets wouldn't want to hear that.
Well, first of all, there's no such thing as the AM window.
I know. I laugh at that all the time, but I don't know, Brian. There's a lot of sidebanders that kind of don't agree with that.
Yeah, I understand, but there's also a lot of self-control among AM operators that stay within 70 to 90. So, well, that's just a respectful thing to do, but the regs and the ARRL say that AM is a phone mode and it can be operated anywhere that phone can be operated. And AM Windows is outdated. Thing from many years ago, but I mean, you guys, there's AM at 3705, there's AM at 38. Oh, well, I'm gonna get it screwed up. Is it 3740 and 3805, somewhere around there? So it's wherever you want to operate. I've operated it down at 3880 and as high as 3895. So I don't know why everybody piles in right here, other than just out of common respect for the others, the other modes. But and I wish those would see it the same way the other way around, you know.
Yeah, I do too, but they don't appreciate it, and they don't want to do that. Anyway, that's their choice.
What's Ron White say there, Bill?
was hoping Dave would bring us back a beverage, but haven't seen it yet.
I don't know where Dave ran off to. I can't believe I'm sitting here fighting a computer. Bill Gates is the curse of society.
I am back with a beverage.
Should bring one for everybody else.
Yes, they're lined up right here.
Oh, you're gonna be a sport and drink them all for us, right?
I can do that. I do need to be a little careful. I'm supposed to get up early tomorrow and go all the way up to Frederick to go mountain biking. Make any contacts while I'm up in Frederick, Maryland.
What are you going to Frederick for? What are you going to Frederick for, Dave?
Yeah, going up there to go mountain biking at Watershed. It's a great, probably one of the best places to go mountain biking in Maryland.
Bill, I think Dave does as much physical activity to cover both of us. What do you think?
I appreciate it. I certainly need it.
Well, after sitting here on AM drinking these beverages, I need it too.
I tried to warn you that AM's bad for your health.
Well, so far I'm keeping it balanced, Brian. I'm trying to keep it balanced.
Uh-huh. How much money and how many days?
Oh, see, now we don't need to go there, but yeah, we don't need to go there.
Well, I'm just making sure you understand where balance is.
Well, if I was really going to spend some money, I'd find a way to put a tower up over here.
Easy. Dig a hole, pour some concrete, and put a tower up. What's so hard about that?
The wife and the neighbors. Although we do have an HOA here, it is pretty relaxed, but I don't know about a 50 to 65 foot tower. I don't know if I could get away with that.
Make it look like a tree.
I'm already pushing it with the boat and the camper and, well, everything else.
Sounds like you need to move over there to Bill's place. He's got plenty of room.
Oh, I would take a small house on 500 to 1,000 acres any day.
Me too. It'd be an upgrade, but I would dig that.
My dream property is on the west side of the Appalachian Mountains, and when I get there, I'm planting landmines all around it. I'll send maps to those I like and invitations to those I don't.
Bill, I don't know how well you know Brian, but if he's planting landmines and he's going to draw me a map with his own eyes, I don't think I'll be visiting.
Well, I've heard a few comments. I don't know them as well as you, but anyway, I'll follow you.
Bill follows the rule of I don't have to run faster than the bears, I just got to run faster than you.
And that is a great rule when you're in the woods. The only problem is, Brian, like nowadays when I'm in the woods, most of the guys I'm riding with are like 10 to 15 years younger than me, and I have no hope.
Now you probably understand why they want you to ride with them.
Right, because I'm the one that they call me Dad 1, and there's another guy that's my age, he's Dad 2. We are always the ones that have the stuff that they need when their stuff breaks, they're about ready to pass out, or they go unconscious. Yeah, that's why they like having us around. I'm the one lugging all the stuff around while they run around with a water bottle.
In private conversations, they refer to you as bear bait.
Exactly.
Dave, if you ever see me running, call the police because somebody's chasing me.
Okay. All right. I was just reading a text message, the little neighborhood happy hour event. One of the guys there, we were all joking because the event got to be a little bit more than 10 people. It was maybe like 14 people, but we were all spread out, very much spread out. But one of them accidentally dialed 911 on their phone somehow, and the police showed up.
And were you present?
No, I was not.
Well, did they make a problem out of it?
No. Apparently he called them twice. They sent me pictures. And the funny thing was, I guess 2 police officers came up, only one stopped. And the police officer's license had an expired license tag.
Yeah, that's gonna be a mess. I got tagged in one of the trailers that are dead. Oh, wow. How do you... I guess, I don't know. The whole thing's just a mess.
Yeah, did you see they put an end to getting your tags out of Maine?
No, you can't.
No, when did they do that?
I think that started October 2019 when all the new laws went into place. Someone told me that. I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but I heard it's very difficult now to get your things out of Maine.
Who did that, Maine or Maryland?
Oh, come on. Well, it wasn't the governor, but it was the Maryland... Oh, be nice, Congress. I mean, you cannot lose an opportunity to tax the people.
Perhaps you two can tell me. Bill and I may have already had this conversation, but remember all the big hubbub about casinos being made legal in Maryland, and that all the tax money from them is going to fund the schools for the next 30 years? What in the hell is that knucklehead up there trying to raise the property taxes to fund schools for?
Because that money's not going to the schools.
I don't know what's more insulting, the fact that they think we're stupid or the fact that they think they can get away with it.
Well, they did get away with it. We have casinos.
No, I'm talking about the recent bill. There was another bill introduced by somebody, I forget who it was, who wanted to raise the taxes. No, the sales tax. He wanted to raise the sales tax. He wanted to lower the sales tax to 5% or 4.5%, and he wanted to start taxing labor and services in the state.
Wow, I guess I don't even know what to say to that. That sounds almost as awesome as the rain tax.
Bill, you're actually Salisbury's Maryland. You're in Maryland, right, Bill?
Oh, of course. Yeehaw.
Are you paying a sewer tax there?
No. What they call it? Yeah, in your taxes. Shoot, can't think of the damn name of it.
It's a sewer tax. Pay reclamation fee or whatever, septic fee or whatever the hell, waste disposal fee or whatever the hell it is. But it's a sewer tax. It's interesting. I paid for the well that we put in and drilled. I paid for the electricity to pump the water out. I take care of all the plumbing in the house to pump it through the house. I paid for the drain pipe to take it to the holding tank that I paid to have put in. And I just put in 2 fresh 100-foot drain fields, but I pay a sewer tax. I don't get it.
Wow, yeah, and I pay for 2 ditch taxes, and one of them doesn't even touch my any part of the property. And where I need it to drain off, I can't even get them to let me dig it out, so it does get into the tax ditch, but I still have to pay the tax.
That's incredible. Yeah, Dave, it was partially my fault. I built this addition, 24 by 24, 2-story out of the ground. And when that was done, I went through the rest of the house and remodeled everything. So we repainted everything. From the ceilings, the trims, all the rooms, all the walls, everything got painted. And we were doing it in the winter time. And I'm cheap. So I was, instead of going out and rinsing out the brushes and the rollers and cleaning outside, most of it was sissy, it's cold, I was rinsing them out in the stainless steel sink, and that killed the field.
Wow. Yeah, that's not a cheap thing to do. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. Yikes. I didn't know you put on a 24 by 24. That sounds cool.
Man, has it been that long? It was here when you were over here.
I don't know, Brian. I don't really remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, it was here. Because this office got put together after I was done with all that. Because I moved my daughter into the addition has our new master bedroom and bath in it. Downstairs is a nice living room. Walk-out living room. But when I was done with all that, my daughter was in this room. I moved her in our old master bedroom, and I took her to this room. We were in this room here with the long fence and everything. Like yours did, because the addition was done.
Okay, well, I was there then. All right. Having a hard time remembering everything. Do you remember the ham room, though?
Yeah, you don't see it from the street unless you come at it from the south. You come down the driveway, it just looks like a little single-story rambler. I guess it's a rambler. But you walk around back, and there's another 1,000 square feet to the place, so worked out real nice. The decks weren't done. The wraparound deck is done, the lower deck's done, and the stairs are in. I gotta figure out if I'm gonna rewire this hot tub and put it back in service, or if I'm gonna pull it out and cut it up and just turn it into a sunroom. But I'm being lazy.
Yeah, I hear you. Getting hot now, too. I don't know. Tough call. Hey, you know what looks really cool, by the way, is this LP700 digital station monitor. Now, that thing looks cool.
Yeah. Tell me how cool it looks when you see the price tag.
I know, I saw it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I guess the bad part about it is not only is the price tag of the box itself, but then you gotta buy the, I don't know what they call this thing, a slug or part that lets you hook it up.
RF pickup or RF sampler. I have the LP100A, I actually have 2 of them. And I love them. So don't get me wrong, they build nice equipment. But you have the scope. So what else do you need? Well, you do need a decent watt meter, because the meters on that 290 are junk.
Yeah. I don't know what a good watt meter is.
The LP100A. What's the other one? Alpha? Array Solution. Diodes are good. I don't know. What are you using over there, Bill?
Yeah, I'm using the Array Solutions.
Once you go to a digital vector watt meter, you'll never go back.
Interesting. I've never heard of Array Solutions. But Brian, that LP100 is only like 100 or 100. Well, I guess for the just for the box, because the LP100 is like what is it? It's like $450 or $500, right?
Yeah, by the time you get done buying the RF pickups and everything, but that's 700, isn't that $800?
The 500 is $650, and the 700 is $720, and then you got to pay the extra $150 for the however you're going to connect it. I mean, yeah, it's pricey. Definitely pricey. I don't know what the difference between the 500 and the 700.
5-inch screen and a 7-inch screen.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, that's not that big of a difference, I guess.
And you had at one time you had a waiting list that was almost a year long.
Wow. This says right here he's got it in stock.
I guess he caught up. Well, there you go. Go ask Karen.
No. You're right. I mean, the scope works, but the one thing I can't do on my scope is I really can't pause. I can't slow down the signal. I mean, you can't like just hit pause on the scope to really look at the signal. I can see it while it's moving, and that's fine. But that's cool. I mean, I don't need this thing. I could use a good watt meter though.
Videotape it, which is an outdated word, but video it is not a correct phrase. So, what is the modern, I guess, take a video of it? Because there's no such thing as videotape anymore. Take a video of it, and you can freeze it.
So, yes, I could do that. I was using, because I don't have a $800 signal generator, so I had to use my free signal generator on my phone into the mic, my free 1 kilohertz signal into the mic to see what was happening on the scope. But that doesn't mean I can't borrow my kid's phone. But you heard how that went the other night.
He says, who you do that?
Ken, how are you?
I'm alright, man. Well, not really, but we're working on it.
Before I forget, Dave, you should take an 1/8-inch patch cord and patch the phone into the board, bring it up to its proper level, and run that through the system instead of trying to do it over the mic.
I'm sorry, Brian. That was too intellectual. I wasn't prepared for that. Can you say that again?
Plug the phone into the board.
Oh, copy. What board?
The mixing board.
Oh. See, I didn't even think about that.
Gets a more pure signal in, but the way you did it's alright. So what are you up to, Ken? Sounds like you're getting things straightened out.
Not a little hot.
Did you ask me a question or did overload kick you?
No, I was asking if that was too hot. Is this too hot?
It doesn't sound too hot, but it sounds like it's missing the highs or heavy in the lows.
Yeah, a completely different EQ.
Alright.
So here goes the fun. Now I gotta work on it. Oh, God.
Yeah, it can be a lot of fun. What am I telling you for? You're like the expert.
Yeah, sure. Daddy, 802.4 took a dump. I'm using the Orban right now, but I don't have it set up right. So now I got to set it up. So I got to listen to it.
You said the Orban?
Yeah, that's what EQ I'm using right now is the Orban.
Alright, well, it sounds to me like it's missing highs, kings, and it's heavy in the mids.
Alright, let me see. I'll play with it in a minute. Good, you guys talk.
I wish Clark or Perry or Steve or somebody or Bob was around. They have a much better ear for it all.
Brian and Bill and hello Ken. It's Whiskey 3 Oscar Hotel here. Dave, I'll be right back. I gotta go recycle the beverage.
Okay, Dave, I hear you. Yeah. Now in my own little hell here.
That cleaned it up a lot. Now it's heavy. Me knowing that Ken is too much low end, but that cleaned it up a lot.
Yeah, it's going to take me a while to get it right, bud.
Of his sewer hatch.
Alpha 4, Sierra Oscar Echo, KA 4 KOE.
KOE, go ahead. KC2UDZ here. Or not.
I copied you, Brian.
Bill, you didn't hear Ken come back to you? I guess he's not listening on the correct frequency. I don't know. Can that try that again? It sounded like you got it closer to your natural voice.
Yeah, I'm getting there, Brian. I got it. Now the need a little I don't want to. Yeah, I'm banging a little hard. Anyway. Yeah, it's going to take a little time, man, but I'll get it close. It's not going to be the same, not right away until I fix the other unit, but I can get it close.
Yep. K4KOE, KB3WFV. Phil, are you hearing us? Oh, well. What do you think took out the other unit there, Ken?
Yeah, normal digital stuff. They must have bolted us this morning. Thank God the 9024 didn't take a hit. That would have really sucked. I had nothing. But it was the quick on-off and then the, the spike.
We had something similar like that happen years ago at the shop. We have 3 phases. And we've actually had 2 incidences. One was just where they call it active nature. And it took out the phone system and the alignment machine. And that was covered by our insurance. The other one was somebody at PG or Pepco made a boo-boo and screwed up one of the phases and took a bunch of crap out. And we ended up making them pay for it.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Mess a phase up, absolutely. Oh man, yeah, I'm tired. I really didn't want to do this, but I know she's got something going on tomorrow, and I had to do something,
Well, you got just over under 24 hours. Take a break.
Oh, I got to work tomorrow, so I won't have any time tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Do you ever sit still?
No, actually, I don't. Never. I just keep going all the time. I worked all day, so a bunch of stuff to do. I got most of it done. This was hanging. I wasn't going to do this. They went down crabbing down the docks, but I was like, I better stay here and do this because I'm not going to have time tomorrow. So this is my last resort, hooking this up. How bad does it sound? Does it sound really bad, or is it okay?
I think it sounds pretty close, Ken, to how you normally do there. I mean, you can tell it's different, but it's not objectionable at all. It's got a nice sound to it.
All right. Yeah, this is had been set up before. I was using it on the Flex. Actually, this is the Flex audio right into the Flex. So I was using that when the by itself, the Flex audio. So I figured I had that pretty close. I'll just take it and swap it over and send it into the modulator and see how the modulator makes it. But it seems okay so far.
Yeah, what are you running now?
I'm still running the 9024, but I got an Orban. An 8-band Orban hooked up to the for the EQ.
Well, if you give me some more there, audio, the recorder's running, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I gotta listen to it. I'll do that. No biggie, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I just figured I'd jump on and say hi, and decide what I want to do from here. It's already 9 o'clock. My day's pretty much over, so I'll probably go take a shower and watch some TV. Maybe I caught some crabs. I don't know. They're crabbing. Crabs are pretty big right now, they said, so I don't know. We'll find out when they get home.
You gotta love it when the crabs are big. It's a weird time to come back and
makes a sauce out of them. Over linguine, That's good. So we got I guess the truck, the truck's okay now, I guess. I haven't heard anything bad. And, what else? I ran valves on a race car today, and I had to go to, work this morning down to Marina. And then I came home and ran the valves on the race car, so, or a hot rod, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, what was it? helped carry plants in the garden, and then I started working on this. So that was my day. It was fruitful, to say the least.
I'm glad you got that truck straight. I know that was frustrating. I wonder how long that's been giving him trouble. And I'm glad to see here that you went back a little further. Now, how far back from the coil was the broken, Ken? Just a couple of inches?
Pretty much right by the plug that goes into the coil. That was an easy fix, really, and I wasn't booked. I was just finding it. I just don't have the time. I'm glad they played with it because I just don't have the time to mess with it. So, but if you find a problem, I'll fix it. You know. So I was like, yeah, good, you found it. Here, it's fixed. Go away.
Every time I told him to go check something, or I told him don't bug Kenny.
Yeah, it's just you know. So this is all right. Carrie's car is done. That's finished. I had to do that. Boy, she doesn't know how to act in that thing. Coil pack went bad on that too. And bad after I put the cat on it. I'm firing it up and I'm going, man, it's still missing like crazy. Put the scanner on it. Number 4 cylinder's dead. I said, yep, that's a coil pack. It's a normal thing for the Lincolns. So threw a coil pack on that. That was I don't know if that was yesterday or today. I don't know. They're all blending into each other. So that was finished. And somewhere in the mix, I fixed his truck. I don't remember what day that was. I don't remember. But you know what? Almost everything's fixed. Damn. I wish everybody would leave me alone.
What are you going to do when you run out of things to fix?
I lost you there. What'd you say?
What are you going to do when you run out of things to fix?
I do things that I want to do.
Fish and sleep, right?
Yeah, I'll play with my, build stuff, go out on the woods, take a ride in the woods in my truck, jump in a creek, take a swim, sit there and wonder why I don't have anything to do. Something, just stuff.
There you go. Well, it sounds like you're catching up. I know that you had a bunch of things to do all at once there.
Well, I got to get I got to pull the engine out of the boat. I got to put an oil pump in it, so that means I got to pop that out. That's on the list of things to do, so that's going to start in the next, I don't know, maybe week. I'll get down there and get that started, so it's not going to stop. I'm just trying to, you know what I mean. I'm just trying to make myself feel better. The Piss and Moan Net. Here we go.
Kim hasn't had one of those in a while.
I deserve it. I get abused. So anyway, how was your day today? Oh, I talked to Eric, and he's going in the garage tomorrow, start cleaning stuff up and get ready to go. Have you heard back from that guy yet on the pairs?
No, to fill some stuff out in this form, you need to tell me which open pairs he has, but some of the stuff has got questions on it that I need to bug you about, and I don't want to bug you with everything else you got going on there. So I figured when you come up for air, it sounds like it'll be next weekend, maybe, I'll catch up with you for a little bit on the phone with the form in front of me and ask you a bunch of silly questions. I really need to go through it and see what, I may be able to answer most of it all by myself.
Are you filling it out to get a pair yourself? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and get it coordinated so that there wasn't any issue, but it's not like they have a list of open pairs. I guess it depends on where and how high above sea level and how much power it's running and all that. And I think that's really the only question I have. You and I said it was 40 watts or something like that.
Well, it's adjustable. I mean, you know, you can adjust it to whatever output you want as far as power is concerned, but I figure 40 watts would be good. And there's a lot of questions on there I actually don't understand because it's patterns, antenna height. You just put down whatever you got. And, you know, as long as the power is acceptable, you know, 40 watts is more than acceptable. You should be good. I mean, I don't think, because I haven't filled one of those out myself, so I'm really kind of vague on it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll look it over here. Well, I'm trying to take advantage of this nice weather here. And, get some things done outside. I've ignored my truck for too long. I need to get it cleaned up. And what else was it? She's trying to start a raised garden, so we want to play with that, or help her anyways a little bit. So if I get time, I'll pull the form out and go over. I don't think there was too much paper left.
Yeah, I'll try to help you what I can. If you want to scan and send the paperwork over and it's in one of the emails, I'll look at it. I think it's the same. I think it's pretty much the same everywhere, but you know, if you got a question, just put it in the email on what's what, and I'll take a look at it. That's not a problem because usually I'm sitting in the morning having my coffee and I check all that stuff. I usually check stuff out. You know, I know if you're going to send it and it's there, I'll look at it.
Alright. What is it? KC2UDZ at Yahoo?
Yeah, you can use that one. That's fine.
Cool. Yeah, me and computers this weekend have not been I'm ready to kill them all.
Yeah, I know how it is. It's just part of the fun with these things. Is digital, you know, the digital stuff. I like the analog stuff. I really do. I don't mind the analog stuff at all. It just happened that I had a digital setup here, and it was working fine. And it's just like a computer, you know. All of a sudden, it gives you a hard time, and that's the end of it. We're gonna, if I can get away with this and make it sound just as good, I'm not even gonna bother with the other one.
Well, it sounds pretty good. Definitely good, but you'll get it. I know you'll get it. You won't rest until you do.
Yeah, I want it to sound decent. I don't like it to sound like trash. So. All right, the boy just gave down. He needs me. I'll be back. I guess Dave said he'd be back too. So let me jet for a couple minutes, and I shall return. KC2UDZ.
Alrighty, 10Q3W. Dave. Now I gotta get this stupid software working.
I'm here. My Flex is lonely. Only got one connection.
I don't know why. It was working the other night. Like I said, I had to uninstall it. And now I gotta reinstall it.
Something get messed up in the virtual COM ports?
I don't know. Give me a second, I'll be right back.
Testing. W4IPC. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. This is. W4IPC.
75.
Oh, someone's up here on 75. Who was that?
Yeah, good evening. 83, I think.
I think I got her all dialed in trying to figure out this amplifier. Anyway, good evening. I didn't catch who you were, but this is W4IP in New York right now.
Yes, Bill, up on the across the pond from you. Up north. Connor, good evening. Dave's in here and Brian's in here somewhere.
Okay, good to hear you. Brian. I haven't heard Brian in oh man. I don't know what I thought happened to Brian.
Hello, Connor. Whiskey 3 Oscar Hotel here. You said you're playing with your amplifier? Did you get your amp back?
No. This is not my amplifier. This is a friend's remote station up in New York that I'm using on ANAN. So I was trying to get it right so I can get the right cosmic peak. Because to reach a kilowatt on the plug-in, it only takes 8 watts to drive. So right now, it's 100 watts of carrier, 100 watts of carrier. Depending on how loud I talk, I can get to 700, 800 watts, so
Connor, is that a flex station that you're using remote? And what, just out of curiosity, what amplifiers do you have set up to it?
Yeah, it's it is a flex. It's a 6300 6300. And we're gonna bring my audio up just a little bit. Oh, and now I'm changing frequency. Sorry about that. Let me get my audio coming back up a little bit. So, it is, I believe, a 1.3K.
Okay, yeah, turning up your mic helped a little bit there. You're coming in a little stronger now. Well, that's cool. Brian is actually, the reason why he's missing at the moment is I think he's trying to get set up to log into MyFlex, which he was able to do earlier in the week, but is struggling a little bit right now.
Well, what we might have to do is update the software. I don't know what version you're on, but you better go update it unless you're on version 3.1.12, because right now my text is down because the previous software had a bug where it was the SD card that the radio boots on, it was accidentally erasing all, and you can imagine what happens. So make sure you update to 3.1.12 quite soon.
Oh, I wonder, Brian uninstalled the software and reinstalled it. What do you want to bet he's on I mean, I don't know if it's causing a problem or not, but he might be on a different version because I am still on the previous version. I have not updated yet.
Yeah, you better update, by the way, so you don't have this nightmare. So he has to be running the same version. It will not work if he's running a different version. So I am willing to bet that is his problem.
I'm sorry, Connor. I missed the last thing you said there. My 18-year-old came in to let me know that I had left my truck door open and the battery is dead. Brand new battery.
18-year-old, huh? Are they a ham yet?
He's studying. Well, he's studies maybe, I don't know, an hour a week.
And you need to update very quickly. W4 IPC.
I'll tell you what. Hey, Connor, how long did it take the update how long did it take? Do you know? Do you remember?
Yeah, it took like a couple minutes. It was really faster than Windows.
You didn't have to do it. Did your profiles stay saved?
Yep. My profile thing saved. Everything saved. Well, what you might want to do before you update is just click the Profiles tab and make sure you save your profiles. You export them. Export them to your desktop just in case, but mine's saved.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do that real quick just because I know Brian is trying to connect. I don't know if Brian is currently listening, but I wonder if that's part of the issue that he's having. What do you want to bet he downloaded the newest version today and I'm on an older version? So I'm going to go export my profiles real quick and update real quick.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm willing to bet. That's what happened to him. W4 IPC. I prefer